Hey guys, it's Ashley with Pugs and Pearls and I'm so excited. Today is a really fun video. I have been waiting for this collab from LORAC and Disney Pirates of the Caribbean for so long. I know Dutch, you're excited too. High five! Yay! So anyway, I've got a lot to say and I took a ton of notes just so that I don't ramble because there's so much I could say about this collaboration between LORAC and Disney. This is one, like I said, I've been waiting for so long, so I'm going to go over a couple of things today. I did purchase quite a few items. So I got the main thing, which was the eyeshadow palette, and then I also got the cheek palette. And then there were quite a few duo lipstick lip glosses. I purchased 2 out of the couple that they had. But I'm going to go into kind of the overall theme. We're going to talk about the individual items, the packaging, and then we're going to talk about the actual quality, and I will do swatches near the end so that you can see everything up close. But first off, let's just talk overall theme. Me personally, I just feel really connected to this pirates thing because I love pirates. I've loved the movies. If you think about when the first one actually came out, I believe it was 2004 that the first one actually came out, and so it is dropping. The number 5 movie is dropping this month. It's May 26th, Dead Men Tell No Tales. So I'm super pumped about it, but I've loved them throughout their entire creation. I love the character Jack Sparrow. That's my favorite. I always say I love a dirty pirate and he's the ultimate dirty pirate, so I'm a big fan. And then not only that, but locally here in Tampa we do a Gasparilla Pirate Festival every year, which the whole town really gets involved in. There's a big parade, we dress up, there's parties, there's lots of stuff to do that's pirate themed. So I don't know, I just feel very connected and I just like the idea of pirates. So anyway, I was thrilled when I heard that this was coming out. They leaked it I think on Super Bowl Sunday back earlier this year, and they've been teasing a lot of stuff, and I have to say I was really pleased with what they came out with. And like I said, overall I feel like they really connected the overall theme of the movie with a lot of the items, which I think is really cool. I'm always very skeptical too about the quality of collab themed products because I feel like we haven't seen a ton that necessarily stand up to be the best quality when people do collabs and stuff like that. But I have to say, first off, just talking about this eyeshadow palette, I mean, the whole theme of the movie is actually, I feel like, very well done with this, especially with this being what looks like Jack Sparrow's compass. And the compass in the movie plays a big role in throughout almost all of the movies because the compass technically doesn't work. It doesn't point north. It points to what you want the most, which is a really cool thing. And I love that they shaped this palette like the compass. And so again, they have the compass on here. On the top it says Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales, which is the new movie. And then it says here, treasure is in the stars. And so I'm thinking that the star, I guess star and navigation is going to be like a big theme in this movie that's coming up. And then again on the side it has guided by the stars. And then on the other side it says Uncharted Brilliance, and it has this little opening right here, and you can see that there's a little spot which actually fits the cheek palette, so you can stick this in and close it up and it fits in nicely. Now I think that's a cool thing. Like, I feel like the packaging, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 because I really do think they thought about it. They used pieces from the movie. Even the cheek palette is supposedly going to be the diary of one of their new characters, Karina Smith. And she's, I think, an astronomer, or she uses the stars to guide her, because this one has in Latin on the top it says Verum Omnia Simul Astra, which I think is something about being guided by the stars as well. It has this really pretty rock like stone, and then again it has some constellations here, and it's just, again, it's cool, and I think that it's well done, it's well put together. Now the lipsticks, if you want to look at them, they are duoed. They have either a lip cream or a lip gloss on the end of it, and then you pull out and the lipsticks are in these tubes. So I thought that was kind of neat. Out of all of the packaging, I will say I think these were probably the ones that I think were the most overpriced and I think a little cheap when it came to the packaging. I mean, this is just plastic. It doesn't seem like it's that sturdy, and again, they're kind of bulky. I wish they were a lot smaller or themed more towards maybe something in the real movie. I don't know what they could have done, but I just feel like these were a little bit out of everything. These were the most well done. And when we talk about packaging, even the outer layer packaging of what these came in is gorgeous. I mean, they really took their time and attention to detail on these. And not only that, but inside, it's actually constellation themed on the inside. So again, I just thought that that was super cool and really well thought out. So the reason why they get a 9 for packaging for me is because this is just really bulky. These are cardboard. It's nice thick cardboard. But it is really thick, and this is not something I could travel with. It's a pretty big palette. This, on the other hand, excellent, well done, easy to travel with. And even though it does have a compartment in there, it's still too bulky for me to put in like my travel bag. I just wouldn't typically do that. But other than that, I will say well thought out, absolutely beautiful. All right, guys, so let's talk pricing for this collection. The eyeshadow palette retails for $52. The cheek palette is at $30, and then the lipsticks are at $26. I actually think this is a very high price collaboration. I do think you're getting a lot with the packaging and you're getting a lot with the different options and shadows, but I just think that it is a little high. It's a little bit higher than I would expect it to be. That being said, I was going to buy this regardless because, again, I just loved the theme and I was really connected to it in that sense, and I do think it's pretty. But I do think it's a little high priced for these items. But again, if you're really into it, again, I really do think the quality is worth it. Alright guys, so if we take a look at this one, when we open it up, it actually has, again, like that starry kind of themed pattern on it. You get 18 different shadows, and it is a mixture of mattes, shimmers, some with a little bit more glitter. But I will say, like, when it comes to the eyeshadow selection, I feel like it's really cool, and I feel like it very much represents like the darkness of the movies. These aren't necessarily bright colors. They're kind of, they're more dull, they're more purpley, they're more a little bit green. And again, that's just kind of like, I feel like that goes along with the movie really well. And then the names, I thought they did a really good job with the names. You've got Ghostly, Starry Night, Compass, Arg, Black Pearl, which is Jack's ship, Yo-Ho, Bones, Silver Mist, Treasure, Tell No Tales, Shiver Me, Cursed, Matey, Lost at Sea, Pirate's Chest, Sea Haze, Menace, and Silent Mary. And again, I just feel like the selections are really good. The quality of these shadows are really good. They're very buttery. They're very creamy. There is a little bit of fallout, but that's not unusual. With LORAC shadows, I've always had a little bit of fallout. And just to give you a comparison, these are the Pro formulas. So I have the LORAC Pro here, just so that you can see the thickness of this is absolutely, like I said, just way too thick. I think the box could have been a lot thinner. So this is like a typical palette, but I wanted to show you the size of the shadows just so that you could see a little bit of perspective for how much you are getting for this palette. So I feel like these are a little bit bigger than these squares, but again, you're getting more options with 18 shadows. Now you also are getting a little kohl eyeliner, which again, I think this is a perfect thing for them to throw in. This is their black eyeliner pencil. And again, I'm wearing everything today that I'm talking about, and I will be doing a get ready with me video coming up. But this particular eyeliner is like the best for making a Jack Sparrow inspired look because it's really dark, it's really black. It wears really well on your inner rim because it stays really well. It's actually really hard to get this stuff off. I actually find that it takes me a couple of days to get it off. The shadows I think wear really well. I find that I put these on and they will wear me all day long as I have a primer. But again, they are really gorgeous and for the most part very pigmented, and I was very surprised because you just kind of never know what's going to happen with those sometimes. Ghostly, Starry Night, Compass, and Arg. Black Pearl and Yo-Ho. So this is just, you know, one swatch swipes. I think they're super pigmented. I really like the shade Compass. I've been using that a lot in Arg. I haven't used Black Pearl, but this is an extremely kind of really pretty, very unique kind of shade. I love like the gray purple kind of almost duochrome look to it. And Yo-Ho is also a pretty kind of silvery shade as well. So next up we have Bones, Silver Mist, Treasure and Tell No Tales, Shiver Me, and Cursed. So again, I feel like the shadows are extremely pigmented. Bones is a really nice transition shade. Silver Mist is almost kind of like a bluey silver. It's kind of interesting. This is a gorgeous red, kind of red-orange shade, kind of unique. This is also kind of like a purpley matte, which is Tell No Tales. And then Shiver Me is also really cool. It can be used as like an inner corner highlight. And then Cursed is a pretty dark black with some gold silver, with some gold shimmer in there. Next up we have Matey, which is actually, it's hard to tell because this is my skin color, very pale. This is a gorgeous matte brow bone highlight. It is really, really pigmented actually. And then this one is Lost at Sea, Pirate's Chest, and Sea Haze. And then we have Menace and Silent Mary. So for these, I don't know if you can see as well on the camera, I feel like it's washing it out. This is like a blue-gray. This is a great transition shade. This is Pirate's Chest. I really like this as transition. Sea Haze is a really cool green. It's a really mossy light green. It's really fun. This one is, again, kind of like a darker navy green. It's like a matte. And then Silent Mary is kind of like a matte gray. So moving on to the cheek palette, when we open it up, another cool packaging note is that they actually have a little clear cover that has the different stages of the moon, which again, we're seeing a lot of stars and moon, which are all connected to navigation when you're on the sea. The moon can represent, you know, high tide or low tide depending on what stage the moon is in and if it's in alignment with the sun and the earth. So I thought that was so cool that they like included that as a cover. I mean, it was something small, but again, something really, really neat. And then when you look closely too on this, they have up top on the mirror, it says chart a course for the stars. So again, I feel like it's very, very much trying to tell us that that's going to play a big role in this upcoming movie. And then on this side, you get 3 different highlighters. You have Fortune, Destined, and Star Reader. So this is more of like a light pale white. This is more of a pink, and then this is more of a gold. And then on this side you have Lost Soul, which is more of a bronzer, a very, very light bronzer. Caribbean, which is a nice peachy kind of pink blush. And then you have Bold Spirit, which I think you could use as like a blush topper. It's a little bit of a shimmery, more pink color. Or you could use it as a really stark pink highlight. That's up to you. Again, same thing with this. This is very, very soft, very, very creamy, very, very nice. Very, very nice colors, and I have been using this a lot. I think this is the best packaged item because this is really easy to take with you traveling, and again, it gives you a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. I will say probably works better for lighter skin tones because that is a super light bronzer. I have to really kind of dig in there to get even a little bit, but I do like it. It's very wearable. These colors are something I could wear on a very everyday basis. Highlighters I was also really impressed with. I thought they were a lot more pigmented than what I would expect from LORAC because I don't own any LORAC shadows. Or a LORAC highlighters. I own a ton of LORAC shadows. But again, I just thought this was really well done, well put together. So this is Fortune, this one is Destined, and this one is Star Reader. And again, these are super creamy and super soft from that cheek palette. I mean, really, really gorgeous colors. I am loving those shades. So next we have Lost Soul, Caribbean, and Bold Spirit. And again, really pigmented. I love this brown. It's the perfect bronzer. It's light enough for me. This is a really great kind of peachy coral blush. And then of course this is really, you could use this for a lot of things. You could use this as an eyeshadow, a blush topper, or I mean a really dark kind of pink highlighter. Now, when we talk about the lipsticks, these again I just thought were a little bit bulky, a little bit big, but I will say they have a very nice vanilla creamy smell. You just pop these out. And again, a little bit, you know, like I said, I don't think the quality is great on the packaging, but the lipstick is actually very nice. So this shade is called Me Hearties, and it's kind of like a nude, like a really kind of pinky nude. And so I like this one. I find this one to be pretty wearable. And then on the other end of this one, you have, again, Me Hardy's. This is just like a gloss, a pigmented gloss that you top over. And again, it's just a really kind of like light pink nude. So I thought out of all of them, this was probably the most wearable shade. Now what was also kind of cool about the packaging I didn't note on this is there is a mirror on here, but it's really small and it's just not something I would typically wear. So I wouldn't use a mirror on one of these by any means. And again, the packaging on here, they have the name, the Pirates of the Caribbean up here. And then I'm not really sure what this is, this symbol. I see it a lot on some of the packaging, but I'm not really sure what it relates to. And again, this one is what I'm wearing today. This is Sparrow. So it's very like a really kind of gray, a really pretty kind of creamy, cool gray. I find it to be a really fun color. It's not something I would wear every day, but it's certainly something that's kind of entertaining. And then this one kind of is like a purpley gray duochrome, which again is kind of cool. And these glosses are not sticky. They go on really nice and easy. And again, that you can top them or you could wear them separately, but this is kind of a really cool shade. And again, I'm wearing that as well on my lips today, so it gives me a little bit of shine and a little bit of purpley gray color to it. So guys, my overall thoughts on this collection are I really, really enjoyed it. I think the things to get are definitely the eyeshadow palette. I do think you can make a ton of looks with this, and I do plan on doing a lot more looks, so if you have any special requests, leave them below. The one thing I do think this eyeshadow palette is missing is there are a few shades that are a little bit similar that I think they could have put in a nice medium brown matte to help with transition or to darken your outer crease without it being too dark, because they have a lot of very, very dark shades in here, so you are going to get some really dramatic looks, but there also are ways to do lighter looks and wearable looks. But I'm going to have a lot of fun with this palette. It's not too crazy, it's not too out of my comfort zone, but it definitely does have other things that could allow me to make some really unique stuff. So that would be my only complaint, is maybe a medium matte brown would have been really great. But other than that, I recommend the palette, and I really think the Cheek palette is amazing too. These are honestly my two favorite things from the collection. I think you could go with or without the lipsticks. Lipstick lip gloss duos, those just aren't my favorite thing. I would have to say these two are, but it's not like they're bad quality or anything. They're just a little bit high priced for these than I would like to normally pay. But the product is actually really nice and really good, and of course some unique shades. The wear time on the lipsticks though I would say is about 4 hours. It's not going to wear you all day long. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this swatch and review of the Disney and LORAC Pirates of the Caribbean collab. I can't wait to see the movie, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I will talk to you guys there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!